What's up, guys? We got SK Boy here, and today we'll be reacting to Flightreacts, reacting to the top 50 NBA players of all time. Let's get it.
What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team, stand up! Hey, man, we are reacting to the top 50 NBA players of all time. Hopefully this doesn't piss me off. Let's check it out.
The NBA has had a rich history with many amazing... Man, let's just cut the cap. Y'all got nothing better to do. It's my top 50.
Thank you.
Alright,
I like this guy.
Flight's gonna get very mad at feeling.
So today we're going to be covering my top 50 all-time list as of late March 2020. I understand that there will be a lot of comments about very minute details about...
I'm recording this video in June already, so I'm kind of like, what is it, I'm 3 months ahead, so, when this video came out, so Flight probably already reacted to this probably 3 months, before I did, so... Let's just see what he has in his
updated like recently, like as of March 2020
of NBA players.
Along with my ranking, there are 6 tiers total, and each tier doesn't really have a set criteria to it. Like this tier is for people who have a case for the GOAT. This tier is for players who have longevity but no rings. There's nothing really like that, but to make it simple, each tier just accompanies a clump of players that I believe, for the most part, emphasis on for the most part, people can rearrange in whichever way they want, and I won't be overly upset. But with that being said, I don't want to spend too much time on the intro. Y'all know what a top 50 all-time list is. Y'all know what a tier list is. So let's go ahead and start the madness with spots 50 through 41. At number 50, we have Dwight Howard, 49, Ray Allen, 48, Klay Thompson,
Klay's already in top 50. Giannis is in the top 50 already for him, in his opinion.
Patrick Ewing, 44, Dave Cowens, 43, Kevin McHale,
Dave Cowens shouldn't be above Patrick Ewing.
Frazier, and at 41, to close off this part of the list, we have Bob Cousy. Now, just in general, the last 5 of a top 50 list is the part of the list that has the most...
I gotta wait till he says more players later on.
Players that belong in this tier than just the 10 players.
I have no comment with this one.
Like, you know, the Vince Carters, the Tracy McGrady's, the Ben Wallaces, the Gary Paytons, so on and so forth, just to name a couple. But to highlight...
If you're talking about all time, I said I wasn't gonna say anything because it's too early for that. I respect that he put Klay Thompson there. I like that. But Dwight Howard should not be in a top 50 all-time list. Like, I'm not trying to, like, just be an asshole. Like, he shouldn't be on the list. You know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't, no.
What?
Like, he shouldn't even be on the top 100, to be honest with you. Dwight Howard should be maybe lucky top 400, but not top.
What? I'm sorry, my mom's asleep right now. You just said top 400. You didn't even say top 100.
Top 50.
I'll resume.
And, like, depending on who he puts next.
I said he was going to say something stupid.
In the comment section. Number 1, Giannis. Why is Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yeah, Dwight Howard should be above Giannis. Like, what?
Well, purely from a talent perspective, Giannis is really a specimen.
See, I don't even have a problem with the Kunkbo. You know what I'm saying? You already know a Kunkbo is going to be top, 50. He just needs to improve his shooting. He needs to go to the Warriors so he has a promising career.
There's no way he's going to the Warriors.
Right now, there are not a lot of players.
There's absolutely no way he's staying with the Bucks, though.
That he would have gotten MVP
the Bucks would be stupid to trade him away.
Curry would have got an MVP.
To have back-to-back MVPs on their resume, and there was also a decent to good chance that he would have won
Look at
Defensive
Curry,
Player
man.
of the Year this year in the same season that he would have won MVP, which only 2 players in history have done. Again, despite not having the longevity or a championship to his name,
I feel like Giannis is like, I feel like he's in top 100. I wouldn't say already top 50.
Like I said in the beginning, because
I'll say Giannis is probably just getting started.
And the last 5 of the top 50 does have a lot of leeway. I would not be mad if you said that Gary Payton or Ben Wallace should be in there before Giannis.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Another question some of you guys might be asking is Klay Thompson. Why is Klay Thompson over Ray Allen?
I mean, he's better than Ray Allen. I like Ray Allen too, but Klay Thompson's better.
I would say Klay's in top 50. Maybe by the end of his career, just not top 50 right now.
Like if Ray Allen would have stayed with the Sonics, bro.
But again, keep in mind, they are in the same
I
tier,
feel like they
so
made
when
his
you say
career
Ray
seem
Allen
like a
play,
sidekick,
again,
like he was a
it's
sidekick
an
of Kevin
argument
Garnett and
respect.
Paul
I
Pierce.
also
Ray
include
Allen was
some
like his
old school
own
players
self
like
player.
Bob Cousy
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Frazier, who had really good careers
Paul
for
Pierce was always the best player on the team.
champions and were great pioneers.
The
of
Sonics need to
game.
come back
However,
high key,
weren't
bro.
extremely dominant.
Honestly,
and
that would be kinda cool for the
transcendent
Sonics to come back.
talent-wise to be higher on this list. Now let's move on to the next 10. At number 40, we have Willis Reed, 39 John Stockton, 38 Allen Iverson, 36.
Whoa! Hey! Fuck no! Oh, whoa! No, you're fucking up already, bro. What the fuck? You're putting Iverson this high already, bro? This means that you have some bullshit towards the end. Iverson needs to be in the top 10, bro. My opinion, he's top 5. If you don't want to put him top 5, you have to put him in the top 10. But to put him in 38, bro, in the top 50, what the fuck? And you put him next to Russell Westbrook, bro? What? And John Stockton and Willis Reed? Bro, no. No, bro.
Oh my god.
36 Steve Nash.
Oh my god. He got pissed.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You put Scottie Pippen and Iverson in the same category. No.
What? What's wrong with that?
Oh my gosh, bro. And then even the fact of like Steve Nash and Russell Westbrook is disrespectful, bro. You're not about to sit here and act like a dude. If you've seen this picture, like
What are you talking
the way
about?
Steve Nash would be dressed coming to NBA games, this dude would drop an easy 30 piece, bro, with fucking 10 or 15
So you're saying
assists.
Steve Nash should be
To
higher?
put him next to Westbrook, bro, even Jason Kidd. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, Steve Nash is
No,
kind of
man.
he's kind of on the level as Westbrook.
32 John Havlicek, and at 31 we have Elvin.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I knew Flight would be pissed.
We know the way you work has changed.
Bad.
That's why Lowe's is working harder than ever to keep
all of tier 5 live with them. Again, there's no set criteria for each tier, but I do see players that were very successful second options like Scottie Pippen and John Havlicek on this part of the list, or players that were great regular season performers but weren't the best in the playoffs like Russell Westbrook and Allen Iverson on this tier. I also see a decent amount of players here that just couldn't be the best player on a championship team but still had a great career as a first option and did contribute to a championship team at some point in their career. Like
Bro, you put Iverson in 38, bro.
Longevity does start to matter.
What?
And your success as a first option begins to matter as well. Now there is one elephant in the room that I want to address.
I would say Iverson's pretty low too. For me, in my opinion, Iverson's like top 25 in my opinion. He says that Iverson's top 5.
Why is John Stockton only at 39? When you look at the numbers he put up.
No, why is Iverson only at 38? That's the major question. You already fucked up, yo.
Well, one, I just don't think John Stockton was as dominant as his numbers make him seem, and I would say out of everyone in this tier,
bro, really, John Stockton was like a Walmart Steve Nash, bro, at his time. Let's be 1,000%, bro. He's a Hall of Fame. Not trying to take that away, but he was a Walmart Steve Nash.
What kind of sense does that make?
Maybe Jason Kidd. Maybe more athletic Jason Kidd to be more respectful to Steve Nash is way better than John Stockton.
What kind of sense does that make though?
Only reason Steve Nash didn't win a championship because of fucking that dirty ass play the Spurs did. Go look it up. They did a foul. They forced Amari Stoudemire to get suspended because he backed them up. Yeah, Flight got that knowledge. 05-06 season. 06 or 07, something like that.
Against Spurs playoffs.
And combine that with no rings in his career, that would be my reasoning for putting Stockton this low. Now let's move on to the top 30, starting with Elgin Baylor at number 30, Rick Barry at number 29, Chris Paul at 28,
CP3.
James Harden at 27,
Harden.
Isaiah Thomas at 26, Bob Pettit at 25, Kevin Garnett at 24, Charles Barkley at 23, Carmelo at 22, and David Robinson at 24.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now,
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
31 and 50 slots for the most part, people won't really nitpick.
I'm neutral about this one,
Unless
man.
you're
I
on
don't.
YouTube like me. People are just looking for
But
certain names.
the fact is that, like, how do you put Chris Paul, and mind you, Chris Paul's in my top 20 favorite players of all time. You know what I'm saying? James Harden, I mess with James Harden. You put Charles Barkley, you put Kevin Garnett, you put all these players in front of Iverson just because, you know what I'm saying?
you're
Like,
better than
what,
Iverson, bro?
Karl Malone, Elgin, bro, you put Rick Barry in front of Iverson, bro. Bro, come on, man.
To be included, but the top.
I mean,
is
Iverson,
where
in my
the
opinion, is better than
nitpicking
Rick
really
Barry.
does start. Also, this is where tier 4 begins. Now, spoiler, there are more players within tier 4 in the top 20, so this isn't all of them. This is where the majority of those ringless greats lie. Players that have had tremendous careers, were MVP caliber players, were great first options, could have led some teams to the finals, but just never got a ring in their career like Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, James Harden, and Chris Paul, like those types of players. We also have players who are very close to being in that criteria who got a ring outside of their prime, like David Robinson and Kevin Garnett in this part of the list. Now again, for a couple of things to be addressed. Number one, Bob Pettit. Why is Bob Pettit in here?
Bro, you probably wasn't even around when he was playing, bro. You put him in front of Iverson.
Bob Pettit at number 25.
Bro, look at the defense back in the day, bro.
I would have Bob Pettit like.
Bro, if I played in the 40s or 50s, bro, I'll average 35, 40 points per game, bro.
I mean, isn't that what Bob Pettit averaged back in like the 40s, 50s?
1960 to 1973, give or take a couple of years.
I feel like maybe sometimes in my past life I could have played in the NBA sometimes. I think about things like that, bro.
Sure you do.
Because of the way my player build is.
If it was June Flight back then in the 60s, do you think he would put up 100 points in a game?
Also being one of just 2 players in history to lead their team past Bill Russell's Celtics and stop him from being a perfect 13 of 13. The other player being Will Chamberlain and put up career averages of 26 points and 16 rebounds. So please read more about Bob Pettit's career if you can, because I believe he is a highly underrated player. Isaiah Thomas's placement as well is a little confusing because he's above Harden and CP3, but below Barkley and Malone. Now I tried to type out the explanation as to why I put him there, but it just took up way too much.
You put Iverson at 38, bro.
It's essentially a personal decision of mine.
A personal decision of yours.
I still don't
So
think
upset about Iverson at 38, bro.
But again, because
I think he just has something against short players, bro.
Man, his reaction when he saw him at 38, bro.
So we're getting deeper into the list. Now let's go ahead and start the top 20.
Top 20,
This is
yep.
where it gets really, really interesting.
All right,
hasn't
bro.
been
I
said
think
yet.
this is the most interesting part of the list.
Yeah, interesting.
Starting off with Kawhi Leonard at 20, Julius Erving at 19,
Isn't Kawhi a little high?
Dirk Nowitzki at 18, Dwayne Wade at 17, Oscar Robertson at
D-Wade,
16,
I think, should be higher.
Moses Malone at 15, Jerry West at
Moses Malone
14,
should be a bit
Wilt
lower.
Chamberlain at 13,
Wilt should be higher.
Kevin Durant at 12, and
KD.
Stephen Curry.
No, man! No!
There it is.
No!
There's Curry.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my gosh, bro. First of all, before you even get to look at Curry, man,
Of course.
you put Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain, the person that has the most points ever scored in NBA history, at number 13 on your fucking list. This is the most
I'll say
selfish
Wilt
shit
Chamberlain
I
also
have
very,
ever
very
seen
well, too.
anybody do, bro. Without anybody has to say Wilt Chamberlain in an all-time top 5, bro. Wilt Chamberlain is in
Chamberlain's
the
not in
top
my top
5,
five.
bro. Like,
No, he's
he's
not
in the
top
top 5 all time.
How?
He has to be placed there. Whether he's fifth to people or one to some people's opinion. You know what I'm saying? He has to be in the He has the most points in the NBA.
I mean, like-
that record will never be broken ever again. Ever, bro. It's impossible for the record to
I mean, like, he does have the most points in NBA history, but also, like, when it comes to the playoffs, Will Chamberlain, like, underperformed a lot when it came to the playoffs. Like, he couldn't stop the Celtics in the 60s. Like, he played in a weak era, but, like, he didn't achieve much success. Like, he probably dropped, like, I've seen him drop, like, over 70-point games back then in the 60s, but their team still didn't win, like, much games, though.
be broken. It's impossible. It will never happen. It will never happen. And you put him at 13. All right? So, Kevin Durant is kind of shaky,
I've
but
Kevin Durant myself 15.
in my opinion, he's like top 15.
Same.
You can place him anywhere. I personally would put Kevin Durant somewhere around 7 or 6.
Of all time?
Steph Curry needs to be another person in the top 5. He changed the game. He makes people shoot threes. He has all these NBA players making low-dose shots and starting to shoot shots, bro. This is really disrespectful to put a player of this caliber.
It's disrespectful to put them at
in the
11.
11th spot.
It's disrespectful.
This is selfish, bro.
Selfish?
Curry is misplaced. He needs to be in the top 5. He needs to be in like number 2 all time, and then Jordan's number 1. Pissing me off, bro.
Tier 4 is continued on this part of the list with Kawhi Leonard, Julius Erving, Dirk Nowitzki, D-Wade, and a couple of other players, and also includes the start of Tier
then
3.
Jordan
Now,
at
this
1.
part of the list I can just see it. A lot of you guys will question this part of the list. Probably the biggest one you guys will question.
Look at his face, bro.
At 13.
Why is he
I
there?
do want to admit up front that Wilt Chamberlain was one of the players in this list that I really had trouble ranking. But if you watch this video of mine a couple years
Wilt
back
Chamberlain's
that
in my
I
top
made,
10.
where I took a deep
13
dive
is kinda
into
low for
Wilt's
Wilt.
career, I don't think many people realize how much he underperformed in the playoffs.
But like I said, like once it came to the playoffs, he didn't do that much.
Russell Celtics existed and the fact that they were just that good. But if you analyze his career more closely, there were so many times where Wilt legitimately could have beaten the Celtics if he didn't underperform. His teams also had a higher chance of winning than most people think. A decent amount of those years against Bill Russell and his Celtics, Wilt Chamberlain was actually favored. And I just believe that he's underperformed so many times in his career that I truly believe that there are 12 players in history who have had better careers than him, including Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant, which understandably I can see.
Yeah, it's respectful, but regardless of what you're saying, bro, Wilt Chamberlain and Curry is ahead of him.
Kawhi Leonard's placement at 20.
Yeah,
Now,
Kawhi
is
20,
one of those
bro.
players
Like,
that-
Kawhi's already top
Chloe is
20.
a doctor
I'm
who
getting
sees
another ad,
wedding
bro.
bells in her future.
I think
Like,
tonight might finally be the night.
Kawhi at 20, though.
Because he's accomplished so much in such little amount of time.
I get he's
He doesn't
accomplished
have
a
the
lot, but
longevity
like,
of a Karl
at number
Malone,
20,
Kevin
bro.
Garnett,
I
or
would
even
put
How do you
Kawhi,
know
like,
that?
around
If you just started playing in the NBA.
30, like
can say that they
25-ish,
had two defensive
30-ish.
player of the years, 2 championships, and 2 finals MVPs on 2 different teams. Not a lot. Again, this is why I made tiers, because if you told me that you believe that Karl Malone or David Robinson are their own time, again, I wouldn't be mad at all. I see that viewpoint. Again, I guess I'll just chalk up Kawhi to a personal preference of mine, and that's why I put him at 20. But here we go. My top 10 players of all time.
All right.
Number 10, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh
Number
my
9,
gosh, bro.
Hakeem
What's wrong with
Olajuwon.
that?
Number 8, Tim Duncan. Number 7, Larry Bird.
Oh my
Number
gosh.
6, Kobe Bryant.
He's
Number
upset.
5, Bill Russell. Number 4, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 3, Magic Johnson.
What?
Number
What?
2, LeBron James.
What?
And number 1,
You know LeBron's top 5 flight.
Oh my gosh, bro. This dude has no knowledge whatsoever, bro. So let me get this straight. You didn't put Iverson anywhere in the top 10. You put Tim Duncan,
Iverson's
Larry
not top
Bird.
10.
You put those two in front of Iverson, bro. Tim Duncan needs to be where Iverson is at. It's 38, bro. Either that or Larry Bird. Because there's no way in fucking hell you put Larry Bird and Tim Duncan in front of Iverson, bro.
Shut
You
up,
put
flight.
Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in front of Wilt Chamberlain.
Bill Russell's better
Let
than
alone
him.
Shaq. Bro, Shaq would body the shit out of Bill Russell, bro. Bro, are you bro, Magic Johnson, bro? First of all, Magic Johnson didn't even finish his career, bro. He had to retire
Like,
early.
Think of how much success
You know what I'm
he
saying?
had
You're
in his
going
little
based off
career.
of predictions on what he didn't perform.
No.
I know why you're putting him there, because you're assuming that he was going to perform on a crazy level
wasn't.
if he didn't
He
retire
wasn't
early.
putting
No,
him
that's
there.
not fair. You can't do that.
No, he wasn't.
Magic Johnson needs to be where Harden is at, or Isaiah Thomas said. Let's be 1,000%.
Flight, he's the best point guard of all time. In his, like, little, like, I don't know, like, he had, like, 12, 13 years in the NBA. He accomplished so much in just that little amount of time, bro. He may have had a shorter career than a guy like Allen Iverson, but he accomplished more than Iverson did. He got more MVPs than Iverson. He won more rings than Iverson. He dominated the 80s. Like, you're thinking that he was going to perform on a crazy level. Magic Johnson was already, like, in his 30s by, like, when he retired. Like, he wasn't, I don't think he would have performed on a crazy level, like, during, like, the 90s, like, the early 90s when he did retire.
You know, like, it's just so many things that I could say.
What to say it?
I'll sit up here and say that LeBron can be in the top 5. But if you're going to put LeBron in the top 5, you have to place Curry somewhere in here, bro. Curry is more successful.
How?
He's changed the game.
How is he more successful?
You know what I'm saying?
How's he?
Like, he's just more inspirational. Like, it's just a list continues.
Sure, he's more inspirational, probably in your opinion. Like, not everyone thinks that Curry's more inspirational than LeBron James, who's literally like, I I don't know why you're thinking Curry is like way more inspirational than LeBron. Inspirational is just one thing. LeBron's a better passer. He's more athletic. He's a better scorer than Curry. Better rebounder. I mean, like, and even for like as much as Curry's a way better shooter. I know that LeBron James isn't really good at shooting. Not good at his free throw shooting, but the fact is that like Curry for like his size, like his playmaking isn't that good at all either. I mean, Curry is very, very efficient, but like you can't put him over a guy like LeBron, who's had more success in his career than Curry. I don't know why you're thinking Curry's more successful.
You put him next to Michael Jordan, like Curry is more of an influence than LeBron James and Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? At this point in 2020, like,
but
this list is very,
like,
very
it's
invalid,
all
bro.
time though.
Let's see what he else to say.
There it is.
It's all time though. I don't get it.
Many of you guys have really been anticipating.
It's all time, like you can't just say Michael Jordan is literally like everyone looks up to him. Curry's probably more inspirational to you, but
tier of its own. Because as you guys can see, tier 3 does bleed out all the way to 13, and the top 10 alone includes 3 tiers in itself. To address a couple of things that again you guys might be questioning. Number 1, Bill Russell. Now, Bill Russell is a player on this list that I would not be mad if you put in tier 3 because I honestly see the argument for him being in that tier. But I do believe that he is more in the top half.
Same. I think Bill Russell's like in my like 6 through 10 placement all time.
At this point, which I actually have, I'll put the link in this.
Bro, he played at a time with no athleticism, bro. He should have scored 100 points too. Why didn't he do that? Will Chamberlain did that. But you put Will Chamberlain at 13. There's no explanation for this shit, bro. It doesn't matter about rings. It doesn't matter about anything.
Yes, it does. It matters everything about rings. Okay, if it doesn't matter about rings, James Harden's the greatest player of all time. Freaking who else? Karl Malone's the greatest player of all time. I could say that James Harden's the greatest player of all time. It doesn't matter about rings, fight. Oh my god, bro. You're just basing it off points. You're basing it off stats, bro. It's not always about stats, bro. It's more about how, like, a lot about impact on the court, fight. And, like, you always say that Curry's more inspirational, bro. Bill Russell was more inspirational, than I would say, than Wilt Chamberlain back then in the 60s, bro. He was more of a leader on the court than Wilt was. Like, you can't just say it's inaccurate when Wilt just didn't underperform in the playoffs.
Anybody can average 5 points a game, bro. You know what I'm saying? What did Bill Russell average? 10 points a game, 5 points per game? He has like the most rings in NBA history. Robert Horry did that, bro. Robert Horry averaged 2 points per game his entire career.
Maybe in the top 50 period. But the fact that he was
I got more highlights in my last 2 IRLs than Horry's whole career, bro. Like, anybody can just get lucky and win rings.
Get lucky? He carried the Celtics to.
In my opinion, just shows how great of a leader he was, more so than how overrated the era was or how overrated he was. The second thing I want to address is Michael Jordan being in his own tier.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, nobody else is gonna be like Michael Jordan.
I believe MJ is the greatest of all time. The reason that I put MJ in his own tier is because I just...
In my opinion, too, it also doesn't even have to go down with skill with MJ being number 1. It just has to go down with a lot of influence and just like the change in culture. You know what I'm saying with MJ.
So let me get this straight. You're saying like it doesn't matter about rings. I mean, people look up to Bill Russell of how good he was in the 60s, dominating that era of rings. And like he was just such a leader and an influential player. And now you're saying influence is like more on Jordan and Curry? Like...
and everything, you know, such as the shoes. There's never going to be anybody that's going to have such a high impact in shoes and influence. His moves that he created, like everything, you know, it's just like he has to have his number 1 spot regardless. You know what I'm saying? The only person that's fighting with him in a number 1 spot right now is Curry. You know?
I believe every argument I've seen for MJ not being the greatest, this isn't a good one.
This man's I need to end the video off soon.
Player that truly exceeds the career that MJ has.
This man's getting on my nerves.
MJ has a career
I think that Curry has a better career than LeBron.
The closest thing you can get to perfection. 6 rings and 6 finals MVPs. No game.
I've always
Another
lived by
ad,
the
bro.
rules.
There are a lot of ads, and
Game 7s in the finals, 5 MVPs,
Yeah,
a
this
defensive player of
this
the
video is
year,
kind
a
of long
complete
ads.
game, led the Bulls to a 70-plus win season, not 1 but 2 three-peats, was on one team for a majority of his career, has the flashiness in his game, has the fundamentals down packed, had just as great of an off-court impact on the game as anyone in history, if not the greatest impact on the game. I mean, the guy literally did everything. And until someone comes with a career that is legitimately comparable to all of that, I'm sorry, but I personally believe MJ is in his own tier. But I do simultaneously
MJ and
believe that
LeBron
the
is
gap
kind of
between
I
him
feel like
and the
it's
guys
kind of
in
been
tier
like an
2
equal.
isn't astronomical as well. But there you have it. I know it's been on the screen for a while now, but this is my top 50
Alright.
greatest
It's
players
looking
of
alright.
all time list.
Looking
in
like a good
order,
top 50.
with tiers included. Go ahead and take your screenshots right now. Post it on
Screenshots.
Twitter, Instagram, whatever
This
you
is a
gotta do.
shitty ass
Doesn't
top
matter
50
what,
list,
you
man.
gotta-
This is a shitty ass top 50 list, bro.
How?
I'm
How
just
is
being
it?
real, bro.
How is it ass top 50
Shout out
list?
to the channel and everything. I'm not trying to say that he's a bad person or anything like that. It's just this list right here, bro. You might as well not even upload
How?
this, bro.
It's a good list.
This is terrible. This is
How is it
inaccurate.
terrible? How?
Dwight
Explain.
Howard shouldn't even be on this list.
He was good on the Magic.
Like, to be honest, Clyde Drexler was a good player. All he could do was dunk, though. He shouldn't even be on this list, to be honest with you. He should be in the top 100.
All
not
he could
top
do
50.
is dunk. He could score the ball. I can guarantee you, he's averaged more points in a season than Curry has in some seasons. Like, Clyde Drexler was an amazing player. He deserves to be in the top 50.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other players. Like, even like, let's be real. Like, I mess with CP3 heavy. CP3 shouldn't even be on this list. He needs to be in the top 100, not top 50, bro. No.
How?
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you not put people like If you put CP3 here, you might as well put Baron Davis here. How you put CP3 here and not Baron Davis? You know what I'm saying? Or Stephon Marbury or somebody more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Kyrie Irving, you know?
No.
Damian Lillard, at least.
Ignore that he just said that. Oh, God, bro. How much minutes is left? Okay, it's only about 30 seconds left. Okay. I don't want to waste time in the video because I feel like it's going to take a while. But I have so much stuff I could say about this dude, bro.
Put Damian Lillard in front of Chris Paul. Like, this list is very inaccurate.
CP3 is one of the
You
greatest.
know what I'm
point
saying?
guards
I
to ever
stopped
play.
taking this list seriously once I seen Wilt Chamberlain, honestly, at 13. You know what I'm saying? And then once we got to Steph Curry at 11, that's when it was just, like, inaccurate for sure.
Oh my God.
Iverson shouldn't even be 30. Iverson needs to be top 20 at least. That's even too low. It needs to be top 10. Maybe top 5. I don't know, man. Comment down below what you guys
So
think about this
stupid,
list,
bro.
man. That's real. 2 million.